Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of 4.0 and Below on this very dark and stormy night. And now that it is almost June, it's time to finish up our April pickups because, that's how I roll. And we're a little slow, but we're going to get through it. So let's get to the comics. Again, kind of blew a whole paycheck last month. And again, keeping up with our 2019 goals. We're going to try to finish up our Marvel Star Wars run. Now, these first few I bought as replacements because the ones that I had were actually reprints. I had a couple Whitmans and a couple second printings, so that's number 8. Their big Magnificent 7 riff with the giant green talking bunny. Oh, those were great. And then they wound up fighting a Godzilla clone that shot laser beams out of its noggin, which was equally awesome. And then they wound up on the water world, which was great. So that's number 10. This is number 12. And number 13. And number 18. And number 19. These are the new ones now. 19. These I had these before, but they were lost in a under tragic circumstances. Went fishing with my grandfather when I was probably like 11 or 12, and I loved my grandfather and I loved going fishing with him. But fishing is not for everybody, and so I always brought some books along to read. While we were waiting for nibbles. Number 20. And coming back home, I forgot the books in the car, and my grandfather's car, and finally figured that out a few days later. Went back and asked for them, and he threw them all away. And not really his fault. It's my fault for not keeping track of them better. So, but that stung a little bit, and I don't know. A few years later, I started piecing them back together. Everything that I lost. I think I had issue 25 or 26. But we're getting close to having all those back. So 21 and 23 and issue number 24. Looks like a Ben Kenobi story there. Okay. Number 25. And then we jump to number 33. And number 34. And number 35. Number 36. The Red Queen Rising. Oop, that's not going to stay. Okay. Number 37. And Mortal Kombat. And number 49. Again, I know that one was red hot there for a few minutes when Twitter blew up because somebody thought this was what the Last Jedi was based on. Trust me, it wasn't. So, but it's kind of come back down to earth. And then finally, for the Star Wars batch, number 63. Okay. Clean up here. Okay. And as I go through and get all my comics cataloged into the database, I'm to the ends, as in nincompoop, which means I'm over the hump of being halfway done. And while I was messing around in the M's, as in monkey bones, I discovered that I was only missing a few issues of certain runs. And so I picked up some issues of Marvel Presents, number 1. Demon from Possessed featuring Bloodstone. And number 2. And after that, it started featuring the Guardians, and I had most of those, and the only one I was missing was number 4, which I now have, which means I now have a complete run of Marvel Presents, which makes me very happy. Okay, and then also checking into it, this is the second volume. I was only missing 2 issues of the second volume of Marvel Feature, featuring Red Sonja. There's number 1. And number 3, which completes that run. And speaking of Red Sonja, I checked up on it, and I was missing... Whoa. Catastrophic collapse here. Get back. Don't worry, folks. It's under control. Don't worry. Okay. The actual series of Red Sonja, I was missing about 5 or 6 issues there, so I went ahead and finished that up too. So we got Red Sonja number 2. And Red Sonja number 3. Red Sonja number 4 versus the Lurkers in the Lake. Red Sonja number 5 versus the Dragon in the Pit. Okay, and then jump ahead to number 13. Fire and Fury in the Age of Conan. Red Sonja. 13. And finally number 15, which completes that run of Red Sonja. And I think between that and everything else, I think I have every pre-1990 appearance of Red Sonja in comic book form. So, yay me. Okay, and also, I was kind of pleasantly surprised. I knew I was close to having all of them. Marvel Team Up. Turns out I was only like 5 issues short of having a complete run of that too. Even had all the annuals. And all I was missing, and I picked them up, Marvel Team Up number 6. Spidey and the Thing. Death Traps of the Deadly Duo. Looks like they're fighting the Puppet Master there, maybe? Maybe? I don't know. Alright, and number 14. Spidey teams up with the Submariner. One more time. The Savage Submariner. Or Submariner. Okay. Mayhem is the Manfish. And then we jump to 58. Panic on Pier 1 with the Ghost Rider. And then jump to number 80. That's a triple team up with Doctor Strange and Clea. Okay? Or Clea, Cluo. Oh, man. All kinds of fun. And then lastly, number 117. Team up with Wolverine. I think there's some Frank Miller art in that one. Okay. Now, also, trying to shore up a couple other my monster books runs. Picked up Supernatural Thrillers number 1. Featuring Theodore Sturgeon, who also gave us Killdozer. The Thing That Couldn't Die. And also on eBay, I picked up a big lot of Supernatural Thrillers featuring the Living Mummy. Now again, if you want to get them now, because apparently those elemental monsters that are appearing in Spider-Man Far From Home, their origins were in these books, so the prices on those are going through the roof too. Kind of surprised me a little bit, but I got a pretty good deal on this lot, starting with number 7. Back from the Tomb. Number 8. He Stalks 2 Worlds. Let's see, number 9. A lot of these are duplicates. I had most of these, but again, the few that I needed, God, the prices were through the roof so bad. that it was just cheaper to buy the damn lot, and so I bought the damn lot. Let's see. Looks like we got a choice of dooms in number 10. Okay. And even an immortal must fall in issue number 11. And then began the war that shook the world in number 12. And the Tomb of the Stalking Dead in number 13. And all these deadly pawns in issue number 14. And by my precise calculations, I'm only missing 3 issues of supernatural thrillers now. I know I need the one with the Headless Horseman. And I think I need number 2. It's like 3 issues I know I'm missing. And the Invisible Man one. I'm missing those. But they're sort of in the queue in my next order. So should have this wrapped up, hopefully, within the next month. Okay. Now, lastly, again, working on my Defenders run for 2019 to finish up the first volume. Well, this is like the second volume, but this is the only one I was missing of that. So we got the Defenders number 11. This thing was hilarious. Eric Larson's good stuff. Okay. Cat wants in. Gonna have to wait a minute. Okay. And let's jump to the original series with number 10. Look at that cover. Look at that. Hulk versus Thor. Part of the big Avengers Defenders war there. And also got number 18. And number 19. I had this one already, but the value stamp was missing. Yeah, let's see. And number 20. It's clobbering time. Here comes the thing. How cool is that? Okay. And let's see. Number 26. And number 43. Pretty cool Kirby covers there. Number 49. Featuring the Moon Knight. And number 50. War Against the Zodiac. Okay. You're going to live. Hang on. I'll let you in a second. Okay. Jump up to 101. Time for renewal. Okay. And number 102. And with that, I've got all the Defenders from issue 18 till the end. And I think I'm only missing like 5 issues from 1 to 20. So almost got that done. Also picked up the Defenders King Size Annual number 1. Giant Size Defenders number 1. And Giant Size Defenders number 2. Here comes the Son of Satan. And Giant Size Defenders number 3. Oh, the cat's here. Get out of here. Where were we? Giant Size Defenders number 3. All out of whack. Okay. And Giant Size Defenders number 4. And Giant Size Defenders number 5. Featuring the Guardians of the Galaxy. Now, in my little intro, I promised a key, and a key we have. I was pretty happy to get this. It was another eBay lot that I got on. Now, I want to ask you guys something. Does this happen a lot? Because this was kind of new to me. I just watched it, didn't put a bid on it or anything, and then suddenly, oh, well, hello again. Okay. Get out of here. Okay. I was watching it, and then suddenly the seller made me an offer, which I thought was kind of funky, and it was a pretty good deal, and so I jumped on it. And so I bought me a copy of Marvel Feature #1, which is the first appearance of the Defenders. I think he had it graded at like a 6.5. I'd maybe call it a 5. And then also on that lot, I picked up Marvel Feature #2, which he claimed was an 8. There's a pretty good chunk of it missing right there. So I'd probably call that one a 6.5. So, and that's it for my April pickups. Again, this was my first big key. I was pretty happy with it. And I think I only need, I need #3. And I think the last issue of that. And then I'll have a full run of the first volume of Marvel Feature. And so, yeah, every day and every way, we're getting closer and closer to being done. Exhausting. So anyway, that'll do it for this episode of 4.0 and Below. This is WB Kelso reminding you to never, ever be embarrassed about what you can afford comic book-wise. Beware of rampaging cats who own the house, apparently. You're the worst. You are the absolute worst. So until next time, we'll catch you later. See ya. Bye.